Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Star Wars Doctrine. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Schultz.
I'm Cody Dastrup.
And we're continuing our One Thing I Would Change series. I think it's been off to a pretty good start so far. What do you think?
I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's good. I hope you guys are. But today we're continuing the trend, talking about one thing we would change if we could sit down with the story team right before an episode was released. You know, hindsight's 20/20, so just maybe something we could add on or change a little bit, knowing what we know now. So we're going to be doing episode 3 today, The Revenge of the Sith. And start with you. What do you think, man? What would you change?
So this one actually was pretty easy for me because It's one thing that I have hated from day one. I do recall seeing episode 3 in theaters, and overall satisfaction coming out of it was like, that was freaking awesome. The fight scenes were great. Obviously, there's more things over time that I'm like, oh, that was kind of weird, but there's one thing that from the very first time I saw it bothered me, and that is when they go to arrest the Chancellor.
Oh, I remember watching that with you. Yeah, it was crazy.
So, and this might be a little
biased.
Yeah, we could be a little biased on this because growing up, little backstory, we would always play with our action figures, and
you did
always,
it too.
Yeah, our man dolls. But I always played with Kit Fisto. He was always my favorite. And the cool thing about that was just like he wasn't a very known character back then. This is before the Clone Wars cartoon. So.
For sure. It was really random. I remember that you picked Kit Fisto, that you were like, this is like my favorite Jedi Council member.
He's cool looking. Like, he's different. He's an alien.
The dude's legit. And then kind of the additional backstory is my favorite character was randomly Saesee Tiin.
Yep.
And that, I don't know why, but yeah, we both picked these characters, and honestly, you know, kind of in our own headcanon, always thought these two were cool guys who were awesome, you know, and we really liked them for no real reason.
Right, exactly. And I think that the fact that they both end up going to arrest the Chancellor was just dumb luck because we didn't know that before we picked that they were going to be our favorites. Or whatever. Anyway, so coming into that, and I believe there's actually a trailer shot where you see that they're going to be there together, and we were really anticipating that scene because I'm like, that's Kit Fisto, that's Saesee. Like, well, what? They're going to be pulling out their lightsabers? Like, what? Like, we're excited for that scene, and it totally let me down because the Mace Windu fighting parts are pretty fun.
It's amazing, awesome. Honestly.
Yeah,
it's a great fight.
I like the choreography there. But the fact that Agent Caller, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto look like they are the dumbest, biggest idiots in the entire galaxy from that is always going to bother me. I think that the idea behind it was, let's show how powerful Sidious is. He totally can just take 3 Jedi out like real quick, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a good idea.
Right.
But the way it was executed didn't make Sidious look powerful. It made these Jedi look really weak. And these are supposed to be Jedi Council members who have been kicking butt in the Clone Wars for the last 10 years, whatever, you know, or however many years. And it's just like, it's unfortunate that if you've seen the, and I know we've shared this on our page. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking. Is it Galaxy of Adventures? Galaxy of Here? The little cartoons that they make, the little shorts.
Right.
They did a really cool one on the scene where they show the Emperor, and he actually jumps onto a little platform before he kills the 3 Jedi and has lightning like shoot. Oh, I'm
wrecking our mics
here, shooting all around him, and it's like, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I can see why the Jedi would be scared of that and get totally caught off surprise. So to me, instead of just having doing a little flippy flip, which is cool, have him also shooting lightning out of him, show how powerful he really is, and maybe he stunned Saesee, and that's why he's able to stab him without getting a block in. But the fact that these guys don't get a single block in, you crying over there?
Yeah, I'm crying. It sucks.
It's just always going to bother me. I hate watching that scene because of that. Kit Fisto got in like, 2 or 3 blocks, and then he gets slashed. At least that was better than Agent Caller and Saesee just getting stabbed and slashed like without anything. It's just, I don't know. It could have been so cool. I understand it would be hard to have 4 Jedis, 1 Sith. Doing the choreography for that would be hard. So I get killing them off quick. It makes sense. But have it be cooler. Have it be take advantage of that opportunity to show Sidious's lightning and just...
If the idea that Sidious is powerful is the point, then that should be what is communicated by showing he was just raw, better, and more insane than anyone else. Especially just because I mean, so it is Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures is what they call it.
Okay,
Star Wars
yeah.
Galaxy of Adventures.
I don't know why I was blanking. There's also Galaxy of Heroes or something. I don't
That's
know.
the
Anyways,
game.
that's the game. Yeah, so I was getting confused.
Too many Star Wars things. Not really. But we know that there's backstory where that we find out that those 4 are selected because they're the best swordsmen of the Jedi Council of the era.
Well, that just makes it worse.
Right? So these are the best people that they could find. It's not like they were all that's left, or they were just even council members, which already made them some of the best Jedi. They were also the best swordsmen. And that's one of the reasons they stayed around, is because they were to protect Coruscant at all costs.
Yeah.
So that just kind of made it hurt worse. And I mean, Agent Collar dies right away, and you can maybe get away with that.
Yeah, maybe 1 getting killed super quick makes sense, but not 2, much less 3.
Yeah, that hurt in theaters for sure, so I get that.
Mm-hmm. Still does to this day. What about you, man?
I'd probably do yours.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it. Episode
Done.
over.
No, okay. If I ever were to change something else, honestly, it would be how Padme Amidala is treated in Revenge of the Sith. Just because Padme Amidala has been such an awesome character. She always has been so cool. In episode 1, she's a defiant, she's powerful, she's wise, etc. And we get to see her in episode 2 still. She kicks a lot of butt. She's a pretty awesome character.
She does a lot of cool things in the Clone Wars as well, the cartoon.
True, in the Clone Wars series, she even does a lot. It's just kind of disappointing to see such a great character get kind of reduced to a barefoot and pregnant role. I mean,
That's kind of true. Yeah.
you know,
She doesn't do much.
She doesn't do much. She literally sits at home worrying when Anakin goes off on a mission. And I get she's pregnant. And we don't have to see her running around shooting a blaster anymore, even though I'm fine with that. I think really we could have just had her doing more of recognizing. She's recognizing democracy is failing and that there's plots going on. You know, she's smart enough. She's hearing from Anakin, who's a trusted member of the council. He's telling her, hey, we're experiencing all of these problems and the Jedi are acting this way. And she's probably telling her, hey, this is what Palpatine's telling me. You know, so she, as a really smart woman and a huge member of the Senate, I mean,
very influential
she
for sure.
Wasn't anymore after she was pregnant. She got disgraced from the Senate, but just that fact, she was an influential person who probably would never just sat things out. So I think she could have. There's a really awesome deleted scene. I know we've all seen it. Is she's actually gets to meet with Mom Mothma and Bail Organa, and I don't actually know who. I think there's 2 other people in the room, but they're basically kind of sitting down and being like, hey, I think democracy is going to fail. I think something's going to go wrong, and we need a fallback plan.
Yeah.
And they basically formed the resistance right there, but it's like a super covert
rebellion.
Or the rebellion. Sorry, too many R words. But they formed the rebellion, and they promise they won't tell anyone. So Padme can't even tell Anakin, and I think that's a good use of her character, is forming the rebellion.
For sure. And how cool would it be to know, like, hey, Leia is a big part of this rebellion that my mom helped start? Like,
right.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not even coincidental, she was Bail Organa's daughter. It was Bail Organa raised her, that, this thing had started before her, and it's kind of interesting, and it does give a neat sort of insight to what the rebellion came from, is that strong people of the Republic were always preparing for this. So, and that would be a good way to add more to her character. And honestly, she shouldn't die from being sad, because that's stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
having such a cool character die from being sad's lame. But yeah, along with what you're saying is, spoiler alert for the book Bloodline, but basically that's kind of what Leia does, is she forms a resistance because she sees the new republic they've built is going downhill. So she actually starts the resistance obviously before the First Order blows up the Hosnian Prime, before the government's gone. She's prepared already, and that was going to happen with the rebellion, like you said, if that deleted scene would have stayed in there. So showing a little more of that would have been cool.
That'd have been a cool tie-in. I mean, especially if you saw in Force Awakens too. But
yeah, absolutely. Cool.
So yeah, that's what we would change. Let us know what you would change in the comments, and you can tell us if ours are good or aren't.
Yeah, you suck at this.
True. I'm gonna need a new job.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance already, please like this video. It helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, may the Force be with you.